Yeah, the things I have to put up with. What? What? Is this how you gonna start off 2023? Like seriously? This how you want it? Is this
Say,
how you? Is
I'm
this how
just
you want to
saying.
start off 2023? I
No,
mean, the first
I just,
podcast of
I'm just
2023.
checking.
You want to start it off like this?
I'm just
Okay.
checking. I'm just
Okay.
checking.
You know what? No. Keep that same energy. We gonna do no. If that's
Yeah,
how you want.
yeah, yeah. Oh,
If that's how
yeah.
you
Let's
want to do
talk. Let's talk.
2023. If that's how you
Let's
want to do
talk. Let's
2023, keep the same
talk.
energy.
That's
Don't sit
right.
here and
That's
back try
right.
to backpedal. Oh,
Oh, I ain't backpedaling. I ain't backpedaling. I don't know if you can handle it. I
I
don't know if
didn't
you can
mean to
handle it.
do this.
I don't know if you can handle it.
There ain't nothing to handle. I told you that cane is in the mail. It is in the
Okay.
mail because we know you're gonna need it. Oh,
No, baby. No, baby. Not over here. Not over here. Hey,
These young, I can't keep
hey.
up with them.
Oh yeah, right.
I
Yeah,
can't
right.
keep up
Man,
with
we'll
them.
work y'all in the ground. Working in the ground, man. It's
Or are you
really
gonna be able to
are
get
you
off of the
serious?
ground?
I'm up. I'm up.
Nah, you my back. There ain't gonna be no. You just gonna sit there and lay there and roll over, and be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna need somebody to help me up."
Nah, never down. Never
Uh-huh.
down.
Uh-huh. Anyway, as y'all can tell, this is the rocky start of 2023 with this guy coming in
I'm
like
gonna
just
teach this young man. 2023, I'm gonna make a change in this man. I'm gonna give him the facts and the knowledge that he needs to survive in this world today.
I think I've done a pretty good job for myself. So I'm good. Good job so far.
Yeah,
Uh
how you doing, Tack? How you doing?
I'm good, Jay. How are you?
Good, good, good. You new year, new beginnings, man. We're ready.
New year, new beginnings,
Okay,
same trends, huh?
that's right.
Same trends because this trend doesn't get old. So I guess we could talk about this trend that we're going to talk about, which is sugar daddies versus sugar mamas or cougars, whatever, however you want to look at
Cougar,
it. Sugar mamas, cougars. I mean, it's a
it's
trend.
sugar mamas.
It's
It's
a
sugar
trend
mamas.
that's not going to end anytime soon. So
Yeah.
happy 2023, everybody.
Yes, yes,
But
yes.
so what's your thoughts on this, old man? Because like I said, you're at the cusp of
Listen,
participating in this whole thing. This is where it affects you because you know that a that
it
that
don't
that
affect
that
me. It
category. You're
don't
just
affect me
like,
because I'm not a sugar daddy. I'm not a sugar daddy.
yeah,
But I see a potential sugar daddy on the on the screen right now,
never
and
that.
I'm just going to make sure you get this information so you don't get caught up.
No, everybody that knows me knows that ain't gonna be the case. So you can stop with that slander right now.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of young sugar daddies out there, and we're going to give them the information they need. And these young cougars out there, hey, age is all about time. It's all about time and resources that determine where you fall in this.
hmm So I guess we can start off. What do you think is too young to be dating, like as far as age gaps? Because I've heard difference of opinions on this. Excuse me, I'm trying to wipe some stuff off of my little glasses here. Uh,
The milk.
you got the milk. I keep telling you, you got the dried milk on the bottom of your chin that you need to take care of. You need to go get that looked at seriously. Um, that might be a problem. It hasn't gone away.
This
It's
is
been there for
wisdom.
months.
Wisdom. This is wisdom. This is
This
wisdom.
dried milk. It's probably spoiled by now.
Hmm. You think?
I mean,
I don't think so. I think so. This is wisdom. And it's a lot of knowledge. When I rub this, it's a lot of knowledge coming out. A lot of stuff coming out here
probably
that you
smells.
probably can't even handle.
It probably smells.
But
You know,
but
you
I'm gonna
get the
give it to
flake, you
you
get the
anyway.
flakes,
I'm gonna,
you get the dried milk. You know how you get the dried milk and it flakes off? That's probably what happens. But yeah.
but I'm gonna give it to you anyway.
hmm
So what do you think the dating age? What
I
do you
mean,
think?
I asked you what you think, old
Oh,
man.
okay. Well, Well, it's just like most people probably try to gauge it is maturity. You know, maturity level where it doesn't matter woman or man. If you're dating younger, is they see it as a maturity. The person who's younger is immature or not developed in a lot of things, and that the person who's older is taking advantage of it.
Hmm.
So, with that being said, um, it's really not a number. It's more of a level of consciousness.
Hmm.
Where are they in life? How do they view life? Their understanding of the world.
Right.
Now, little whippersnapper.
Uh,
What are you? What's your age?
is that how you gonna whoop us now? Oh, there's I've heard different things just talking to just like amongst my friends and others I've encountered. And I don't think there's a hard limit on the number per se, but it does get very awkward when you're having somebody who's like in their 50s dating somebody like in their 20s or something like that. I mean, if they want to do that, then more power to them or whatever. But it's just you're gonna get a lot of side eyes from a lot of people when when you're walking into you're that person's job who happens to be like a CEO or something of a firm or like a business, and you're dappered up on his arm or you're walking in with a suit and she's looking okay, she's looking fine, but she's also the CEO, and everybody's like, why is this young dude who's this young dude?
Why is her son? Why is her
Exactly.
son coming
And
in? Coming in?
so you get certain looks from certain people, but I mean, if you want to do it, by all means go for it, but just there's a limit to it. Like, not saying that you should be going around trying to date underage people, but if they're like 21 or older and they can have the ability to decide that for themselves, then yeah, by all means. I mean, if they're still living at their parents' house, then the parents probably going to have some say about that. But if they're out on their own or whatever, I mean, who's gonna stop them? You know what I mean? So
And when it comes to that, it's not a matter of stopping someone. It's a matter of do you know of approval. What I'm saying is, it's easy saying that when it's somebody else's kid,
but
but
that's what I'm
when it's
saying.
your son or daughter
Mhm.
in that situation, you don't see it the same way.
Right, but what I'm saying is, it's like if they're out on their own, usually 21, you're off in college doing, you're finding yourself, you're finding your own. You have the ability to make your own decisions at that point. But
Yes, you do.
if you're living under my roof, then I'm going to have a say in that decision. You know what I mean? But if you're out in college and you're making those decisions to go off and
You
do
still
whatever.
you think they're going to approve that because they're out there on their own?
I mean, by that time,
Yeah,
the parents aren't going to really have a say because the kid is out on their own at 21.
they really don't have a say,
Hmm.
but they still got an opinion.
Yeah, they're going to have an opinion, but what I'm saying is it's going to be a stronger opinion if you're living under my roof. like, like
Yeah,
the opinion is going to be a lot stronger if you're still living under my roof and I'm providing room and board and food. So,
that's
but if you're
right.
on your
Absolutely.
own, it's just like, what can I say? So that's just how I look
Not
at it.
much. Not
Exactly.
much.
So
Not much. And if you do say it, are you alienating that person from the family? But and it shouldn't even be that way because you shouldn't expect someone to accept something that you really know is outside the norm.
mhm.
And you know, women, men make that decision to go younger, you expect that. You're gonna expect pushback. Absolutely. Everybody's not gonna agree with that.
Right. Exactly. And And I guess when it comes to dating younger, there's kind of like, I guess it's, well, maybe it's a generational difference, but we'll start with one side and then we'll switch to the other.
Yeah.
As far as
Okay.
the males, like
Mhm.
a lot of us, well, I would say I see it more in your generation than I see it in mine because we're not
What do you
established
mean by
there.
that?
I'm talking about dating younger. I'm
Okay.
talking about dating younger. I see it more in your generation
So,
than I do in
everybody's
mine
got their
because my
mindset.
generation isn't as established yet. There's some of us out there that are established, of course, but a lot of us are
Mhm.
getting to that established level. So I don't see a lot of us dating younger. Like the age gap is not that big. Like I think the most I've seen is maybe like 6 years between two
6 years.
people.
6
So
years is about the norm. Six
yeah,
to ten.
yeah, so it's like I'm not seeing anything ridiculous like 54 dating 22 or something like, you know what I mean? So I can't really speak on that portion, but I can give some insight from what I've heard and my, my opinions on it. Um and I guess it goes to why the first question would be why, and I would say some of it is because of that mature, like, here's one thing. A lot of older men are typically more established and they want a certain type of woman. So when you're younger, you aren't really you're still clay. You can be shaped however, as you get older. So that's, I feel as though that is a reason, not the reason, but that is a reason some older people do date down younger as far as that big range like 55 to 20 something because they can still mold that young person to be
Not damaged, undamaged.
that too, and they can mold that person to be how they want their, how they picture their significant other should be or whatever. So I think that is a big factor in that. um I wouldn't necessarily say I wouldn't necessarily say that it's to so they can be taken care of when they're older. I just think it's more of a mental thing, like they want to feel younger. Maybe I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs, but I do know that I feel like that one the whole molding thing is a major factor in that because they don't want to have to deal with somebody who's already headstrong and all this other stuff, and they're combating all the time.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Absolutely. Uh, uh, and I see women, and I'm gonna go women and men. Usually, women who date younger, and I'm just saying, they're going through a transition. They, their beauty, their vibrance is on the decline. Just like men, same thing for men. But men are, accumulating wealth, building a brand in a sense. And and with that change, the women and I'm saying this not in a negative light. The women in their transition, they are becoming more masculine.
Mhm.
They become more self-sufficient, more and not in a negative light, headstrong. Oh, I don't need. I can provide for myself, right? So then you got a younger man or younger woman who they're developing, they're coming up. So, and this is I'm talking about both sides. So for a woman, she takes on the role of a man in a sense in the relationship. They don't want to admit that when they date younger, but that's what they're doing in a sense. They are assuming the role of the male. Usually they're more established, they got their things together, they make more, they bring more to the table than that young man. And like you said, they don't have all those issues. They don't have all that stuff going on. And then the young man approaches them with the mindset of saying, "Hey, my youth is my leverage to even get this woman." So, hey, I'm young, vibrant, older woman. I'm I'm a gift to her. If I come after her, she's gonna accept that more. That's not how it works when somebody of her own age. It's more in depth. It's more required. It's more you got to play a certain role in that when it's the same age. But when somebody's young, look, I'm gonna shoot my shot. Hey, look, I got youth on my side. You got your emotional side that needs to be fulfilled. So that's what I get. So I'm more apt to take a chance. They wouldn't even take that chance with someone their own age, a young lady their own age. But they know this person is older. They're willing to go for that because they know they got youth on their side.
Mm.
You, you understand that, young man?
Well, I don't know why you asking me. You should be asking the people that are listening to this podcast. I told you
Yeah,
I stay in my lane. I was like, no, no.
understand what I'm getting at. You know, you're if you got something that you feel is valued by a group of a certain group, you're gonna use it, and you're more bold in it.
I suppose. I suppose. I mean,
What do
everybody's
you
different.
see?
The general thing, yeah. I mean, I typically play my cards close to my chest. I'm not sitting out there trying to peacock and everything like that. I don't go around peacock. Hey, I'm young, you know. No, that no.
You know,
Oh,
but the boldness comes in there.
right,
It's a boldness there that comes when you know that look, my prize is my youth,
right.
and you value that because you're getting older.
I mean, in a lot of cases, that is what applies to the people that are dating younger. Um,
Mhm.
I, well, and I guess the main stigma. Well, I guess it's not really. I guess it depends on who you talk to. Because my generation, I don't think we really care if you're old. We grew up talking about this kind of stuff as we were getting older. All teenagers do
Right?
it, talking about, oh
Yeah.
yeah, dating a mom or dating an older lady.
Mhm.
You sitting there giving me the stank eye. I was like, this is a common discussion amongst people my age when we were growing up.
Right. Right.
So, and I feel like a lot of your generation uh, looks down on women dating younger because of that, because of the sexual peaks. And you know how women usually typically reach their peaks later,
That's what
and
they say.
that's what they say. But I'm just saying, like in
Right.
general.
But
And so they
women
date.
got menopause. They go through menopause,
Yeah, but what?
and that's a major change in women's lives.
Mhm. But what I'm saying is,
So
as far as them going younger, though, because you know the younger crowd is more energized, I guess, when it comes to those kind of things compared to being with
absolutely.
somebody who's older. So is it okay? I guess the question is it okay for them to do that? Because I know some people out there may be like, no, why are they, you know, doing that? Whatever. Like I said, in my generation, that was something that's like, hey, you get a slap on the back. Hey, good job, man. Like, round of applause. You did it. You know?
Yeah,
So
but that's the norm now.
yeah, it's the norm
That's
now.
the norm now.
But what I'm saying back then, that was something that's just like, what are you doing? Like, and don't get me wrong, the whole teacher thing, that kind of falls in that category. The whole teachers
Absolutely.
going on their students, that teachers hitting on their students, um, that that of course is frowned upon. Don't get it misconstrued or anything like that. That's
Yeah,
frowned upon
but it looks
100%.
totally different when the male teacher does it to a female compared to a
Right,
female doing it to
of
a
course it
male.
did, of course it does.
Right.
But I guess I guess the question is it just okay for them to do that? I mean, personally, like I said, in my generation, I don't think a lot of us have an issue with it because that was something that was talked about, because you had the movies that were like American Pie and stuff like that, with the movies are
American
like,
Pie,
yeah, the
absolutely,
movies
absolutely.
like, or what's
Yeah,
that?
the mom
Yeah,
sleep with his mom and all.
yeah. It
Yeah,
was like you have
absolutely,
all those
absolutely.
movies circulating out there. So in my generation, we're just like, oh, that's cool. We need to, that's like a milestone accomplishment if you happen to fall into a situation like that. Um, but how I don't know about your generation as far as being older and stuff like that. I'm just saying. Um,
Older and wiser, and look, the things absolutely. We went through the same thing too. We had that same um, talks.
mm,
Younger guys, older women, things like that. We had the same thing, and I'm pretty sure the generation before me did as well. But the thing is now you have to look at what's going on in modern society with, like you said, what you stress about most of the time is the internet technology. And now people got a platform. People got things they can promote themselves and things like that. And if they have an agenda to say that, oh, you know, dating young is the new thing, that's okay, whatever. They have a platform where they can stand on their soapbox and say it to the world. But the thing is, you definitely have to look at that older women and older men with younger women, technology has changed. Men, that vibrance that the older men lost back in the day, there are things that can help that now compared to back then. So that doesn't really apply to men, the older generation, as it did before.
mm,
That sexual peak and all that stuff. Men, they could be just as vibrant as before when they were young today as they were yesterday. You know, they might need some assistance, but they can do it. Women, they don't have that. And the thing about it also, the women body changes. And dating and marriage is two different things. Older woman, yeah, that might look good to to be dating young, but are you married? Are you getting married? The older man, yeah, he's probably going to get married, and now, even now, older women are going to get married because they got something that younger person might want. That person, that older woman is a breadwinner.
mm,
That now they're looked at just like the male was looked at. This old, real old man married this supermodel. It's not because he looks great. You know why she is dealing with you. You better realize why this young man is dealing with you and accept that. You're getting something and he wants something. Just like when he marries that young guy, young woman, that's she wants something.
right.
You're 100 years old and she's 20. You know, it's not because the sex life is great. I mean, you just got to come to that realization.
Yeah. I mean, and that would fall on them 100%. As far as realizing that, so 'cause some people just get lost. They get lost in that whole honeymoon phase, that they forget what it's all about, or
What
what
it's
the
all about.
so
The
yeah.
dinero.
Um um,
Keep it real.
yeah, yeah, and I guess this falls into the that would fall into the next thing. I really don't see this too often, but I have
Mhm.
heard like when you date younger, you try to do stuff to keep up, basically put on a persona to keep up with your partner. Or like if they're a party person,
Wearing skinny jeans, or a 90-year-old man wearing skinny.
you're doing stuff to try and keep up with your partner, going out, drinking, whatever the case may be, even though your body can't handle it.
That's
Um,
right. Stop it.
yeah. Just-
Stop it.
before you hurt yourself. Um,
Right. Right.
like, and I know there's people out there that do that, and it makes me laugh, and I know I shouldn't laugh, but it's just like, but why though? Like, if you already, I guess there's so many layers that go into that, and they may be afraid that they might lose the person because they're not being fun or whatever the case may
So
be.
what?
Yeah, it's I don't know. But seeing them like when you because I think I've seen this like once where there was like it was we went me and my friends went out and there was this young lady with this older dude. She was dancing, whatever, having a good time, whatever, and he looked
Mhm.
like he was just like, I'm ready to check out.
Way out of place. About to pass out.
I was like, oh, I was like, hey, I was like, hey, man, you see this?
You
He's
was
like,
sick.
yeah. I was like, you see this? He's like, yeah, I already see it, bro. I was like, okay, I'm just making sure it's not me. I'm not crazy. You just look really out of place when you show up to certain places that you shouldn't be going to,
You
just so
shouldn't be
you
gone.
can keep up with the person that you're dating or whatever. So yeah, just
That shouldn't be your main focus.
yeah.
You know you're in the wrong environment if that's the environment that he or she needs to be in. You need to find someone other than that young person because you're out of your element. You're out of your element. It's still an element that needs to be matched. Somebody has you have to get someone that sees how you're living and accepts that. If you have to adjust to that other person's
Excuse me.
environment, you're out of your element.
And then you getting the side eye from people that are in that element. Just like, what are you
That's
doing here?
right. That's
It's
right.
like
That's right.
asking to
That's
play songs that came out 20 years ago. That it's like, what? That's not the new hotness.
right. Right. So there's pluses and minuses in this, and you have to weigh that. You have to weigh that. Are does the pluses outweigh the minuses? I mean,
I mean, ask yourself this question: you like waking up with a hangover the next day? Then there's your answer.
that's right. That's right. Your body aching because you know you're not supposed to be out there all night dancing on the dance floor.
Right.
I mean, it's just you're gonna have to make those decisions, not just because you want. Listen, we're all gonna age. We time is very valuable. You think about it. You see couples who are married for 50, 60 years, and they got married when they were young.
Mm.
What keep if you talk to a married couple that lived that long together, they'll tell you how beautiful, how handsome the other one was, how beautiful. Now you're taking that away. What foundation do you have when you meet somebody who's over 50 and you're in your 20s? Yeah, you know how handsome he or she or how beautiful she was when she was in her 20s, but she never saw you in yours. What foundation that's going to carry that on where they can see the beauty in you when you're 80, when age hits you? That's why it's good for that for the moment, but long term, I have to see the end results of that, and I hadn't seen anyone that proved that that has worked. I have not seen one that's worked where it's uh, that much of a gap, and it worked to where they both are together to death.
Well, they're both not going to be together till death because what?
What I'm
What?
saying, you never know,
What?
but you never. What I'm saying is that that person, whoever the younger one was, never remarried, never, never done.
You and I both know that's
That's
not going
right.
to be the case.
It's not going to be the case
Like, come on now, stop
because
trying to stop
because
trying to.
because that relationship was based on the dinero,
But
what
that's
that
it.
other person gave to them. You don't have to admit it. I know there's relationships out there, they feel they're in love and all that good stuff. And great. That prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. But I guarantee you, if that younger man is there, that younger man is not the breadwinner.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, it was more possible back then than it is now because you have other avenues to make
Can
more
you
money.
name one
Huh?
now?
No.
Can
I'm
you name
saying what
one
I'm
now?
saying is it's more possible that they're not the breadwinner back then than it is now because you have these other avenues to make more money. So we don't know. But yeah, I tend to agree with you. But I'm saying it could be a situation where he still makes more because of what he does or whatever. I'm just saying you just have more avenues now to make more money than
Yeah, yeah, but you could point out people, the male who makes more than the female,
right. I mean, it's
and
the
then
same
the
way.
female is
It's
younger.
this. It's
But
the
what I'm
same way.
asking you, how many females that are older
hmm
that the male makes more?
And what I'm saying to you is, it may not be. What I'm saying to you is, back then that may be the case where she's always making more money. But I'm saying now, since there's more avenues to make more money, that may not always be the case in that relationship. She may just be dating down because he looks good, and she's just trying to be like, oh, he makes me feel kind of way, he looks good,
Yeah,
whatever the case may
yeah,
be, whatever. It may not necessarily be, oh, I make more money than him. It just
no,
depends.
no, I'm not saying all. I'm not saying all.
Right,
No, I get it. I
right.
get it. But okay, so when you're having a relationship, male or female, and you marry, you dating, and see they use the word dating. What dating to what? Just dating,
Yeah,
or is it dating, or is it to marriage? See, I, people could date a lot of people, but that's frowned upon. So if you date a lot of people, that's bad. But you could date a younger person forever just because they're younger. You could date is okay because you're older and they're younger.
hmm
Where does the marriage come into play?
I don't. Maybe some people just don't want to get married. I don't know. A lot of people are choosing to do the single life nowadays. So to each their own. If that's how you want to roll, then that's how you want to roll. But all things come to an end at some point. Uh, and so we covered that, and I guess this goes to. I guess this ties back into what we were talking about earlier as to assumptions as to why people in your generation would date younger. I mean, my generation can't really date that much younger because that the 10 years is like it puts us right at the border before it becomes a problem. So we can't really talk about my generation that much because it's just like yeah, there's not a whole lot to date younger for.
Right.
But I guess this would be more of a question for your bracket. Um,
Mm-hmm.
as to why are those assumptions? Is it just because you're tired of dealing with the people around your age, or what are some of the assumptions? I guess what your opinion on some of the assumptions. Not saying that they're going to be 100% absolute.
Uh, kind of like I stated before, is the 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 women of my age tend to look to the younger man, thinking based on the assumption of the sexual vitality
Mm,
of the relationship, or and holding that as for. But I think it's more than that. It's the masculine side of it. The women my age are more masculine. They want to control. They want to be like me.
right, but what I'm saying is, why would someone like you? What are the assumptions for someone like you dating younger? What is it? Just because?
Oh,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna get to that
Mm,
because just like women would say, men my age will want to date younger because we can manipulate.
mm,
It's not manipulate. It's they're more agreeable. We can talk. We can reason with a younger person compared to someone who want to be like me. If you want to be the man, it's harder for me to deal with you. I can't. We won't agree. It'll be turmoil.
mm,
So it's easier for me to deal with someone who would respect what I'm saying and more agreeable. Just like that's why they deal with younger men, because that they taking on my role, that young man, based on how they are growing up today, are more feminine. They can be molded. They willing to accept. They willing to agree. That agreement factor plays a major role in that age gap.
fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, like I said, the main reason that I've seen it is because they want that control. Like they want to be able
That
to set limitations for the person that they're dating or whatever, and try to mold them into the perfect um, dating partner, significant other, whatever you want to call it.
right,
Um,
that's right.
and so that I don't know, in the younger person being young and dumb, which most of us most of us were back then. So we're not going to see
Yeah,
it.
I'm
Uh,
sure, they just don't know.
right,
And they see that, oh, I can get this, I can get that. I'm treated well and all that stuff. Hey, I'm good. Like you said, guys don't mind being Mr. Mom.
right. So, and I guess, would you say that your generation sees it more as a taboo for women to date younger, or is it just like, are you kind of in my generation's category where it's just like it's whatever, like we don't really care? Because I mean, I know there's some probably in your generations like, why are the young cats taking taking
No, 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 because you have to question this. There are some beautiful older black women,
Mm,
are just women out there, older women
mm,
of all different races out there, but they're single
mm,
for a reason. I'm not saying all, but what I'm saying is a reason for that.
right,
And and the guys that's worth their weight, these young women better watch out because these older women are coming after your men, the men that's for you, their generation, the men that you're supposed to be picking from. These older women are going for them. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just a matter of survival. It's just doggy dog world. Hey, but that's what it is. If you want to be real, let's be real about it. Now you got women your age, younger. Now they got to worry about 50 and older. You got women 50 and older saying, I can get the granddad, I can get the daddy, and I can get the grandson. Women, young women out here, realize that. You better realize that you got a generation of women, my age and above, going after younger men. There's only but so many younger men.
But do you think? Do you think it's? I hear that, but do you think it's? I guess we would have to ask somebody younger.
Oh,
That too.
no,
I'm guessing because I
not
mean
so
it
young.
doesn't really feel like, excuse me, it doesn't really feel like it's, when I see it, it doesn't feel like it's taboo because, like I said, that has been a stigma from growing up in your teens with all the movies that were coming out about, older women and young people and all,
They'll get her groove back.
yeah, that's another one. Like, so all these movies were around, so
Promote it.
exactly.
Promote it.
So it's just like, so my generation is more like, okay, whatever. I mean, like, if I was to talk to my friend, he was like, yeah, I'm dating an older woman. The first question is how much older, and then that's when we do the questionnaire down from there, and then it's just like, oh, okay, congratulations, whatever, and we don't think anything about it. So
And the congratulations when it's somebody close to you.
I congratulate whoever I mean, if I know them, I'm not gonna go up to some random person and be like, hey, congratulations.
No. What I'm saying is, if it's you think it's congratulations. Let's say you got a group of friends,
Right.
and then just like what's that movie we just mentioned, um, where he slept with his mom.
Oh, American Pie.
American Pie, yeah,
Right.
American Pie. So you think that guy's gonna be happy that his friend that he went to school
His
with
friend,
slept with his mom?
his friend.
You think he'll be dapping him up?
Here's the thing about
You think
that.
he'll dap him up?
Here's the thing about
Really?
that. Here's the thing about that. His friend should know that your boys' moms are typically off. That's been like a code amongst, like, that movie. The movie's not real. Let's go ahead and preface it. Movie is not real.
I get that.
All dudes that are
But that's somebody's mother.
I understand that, but all dudes that are supposed to be friends know that is off limits. You do not do that. Like, that is guy code 101. You do not do that. So if you were to do that,
how many guys stand by that code? Tell me.
If they real, they
Hey,
stand
they
by
don't
it.
stand by. They don't stand by.
If they are real friend,
if they my girlfriends,
if they
they
are
don't
real,
stand by your girlfriends.
Here's the thing: if they are your real friends, they will stand by that code.
It's too late.
What do you mean? If they're your real friends, they wouldn't do it in the first place.
But if let's say they weren't, but they act like they were, so what?
Then it
doesn't change the fact.
No, the gloves come off, and then it's about to go down. That's what that means. The glove. Oh, so you were just BSing this whole time. Okay, the glove's gonna come off. I'm gonna put the hands on you.
Okay, I'm just wondering. Hey, it doesn't change the fact you thought he was and he wasn't.
Oh no, there is a. For every action, there is an equal reaction. So you go through that action, the reaction is you get the hands put on you because you broke guy code.
That's right. Okay, I get that.
Every guy, if you are friends or good friends, if you're supposed to be best friends, whatever the case may be, there's two things you off the rip that you don't do. You don't mess with the dude's girlfriend, and you don't mess with the dude's mother. Like, you just don't do it. Why put yourself in this situation?
Right. That's right. But it happens.
Yeah, of course it happens. But that's on them. How they want to handle it, that's on them. But I'm saying, if it was to happen to me, expect the consequences. Expect the consequences.
I
it may not be today. It may not be tomorrow. Because I'll play the long game. I'll sit there and make you think about it. That'd be punishment enough. And then I come get you. I play the long game. It ain't gonna be something immediate and be like, okay, I see you. I'm waited out 6 months. I'm gonna show up. She's, hey, you remember that?
Like I said, but it happens. It happens. So friendship doesn't dictate that won't happen. Supposedly a friendship
Right,
won't dictate that won't happen.
right. If they're your true friends, it wouldn't happen. If they're supposed to be your boys, your homies, it wouldn't happen. So that's how that goes.
So okay, right now, would you date how what would you put a limit on your dating prospect under you? How many years? Would
Wait,
you
so
go 10?
you're saying wait, okay, so I'm making sure
Your
I'm having
age down.
on my
From
age
where you're
down.
at down now. Would you go 10
I'd
years?
I'd probably
Then?
I think 10 would probably be the max I'd go because I feel like if I go any more than that, I'm gonna be like that old dude and where I shouldn't be. I'm gonna be somewhere where I shouldn't be. And no, I'm not trying to experience that. Nope. I'm trying to have a peaceful, calm
Would
relationship.
you even look there? Would you even look there?
No. No, because I see what goes on there. I went through that phase. I see what goes on there. No, absolutely not. No. Mm-mm.
So justify someone my age going there.
You can do whatever you want. What am I gonna say? Who am I?
No, but you look at it and you see it
Hmm.
based on where you're at. So for me, someone my age to
Hmm.
cross over to that, even based on my knowledge and wisdom,
Hmm.
would that be something I would want to tread?
My saying is mess around and find out. Mess around and find. And you can I can say no all. Look, I can say no all I want to, but it's up to you whether or not to listen. The same thing I say to my friends. It's like, hey, I'll provide you this advice, but it's up to you if you want to listen to it. If you go it,
We're here to try to give advice. We're here to try to enlighten people. I'm
but what
asking
I'm
you a
saying,
simple
you're
question,
asking me a
Tack.
simple
Come
question.
on, Tack.
You asking me a question, and I gave you an
Give
answer.
me an
If I
answer.
was to
No,
tell
that's
you,
not an answer.
if you wanted to go out with that young person and want to be a spectacle when you're out there, that is on you. You decided to make that. You decided to make that choice. What is me telling you? No, don't do it. No,
But
stop. Don't do it.
but
And you
why
still.
would you do it?
Why wouldn't I do it? Because I have common effing sense. That's why.
What? What? Okay. Okay. What
I
do
wouldn't
you
put
see
myself
down there?
in. Why would
What do you see down there that would say you would do? You wouldn't do it
what do I see? What now?
down at that age level that you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't even cross that line.
Staying up till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, still drinking, trying to hang out, trying to go to a place, try to go to random people's places that I don't know, get myself into situations where something come up, being as a man of color in some other neighborhood that I don't know. Why would I put myself in those situations? No, hell no. Like, come on now. It's like that's one on one. That's basics. Don't put yourself in a situation where you
But,
know things could go wrong.
but see, that's the difference. See, this is what I'm talking about. When the masculine, when you got a man, a true man, he's not, he's pulling that person away from that. See, he wouldn't be there. She'd be in a totally different environment. And that masculine woman who's older, she's going to pull him away from that. You understand?
9 times out of
And I'm
10.
glad you
I hear
say,
what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
I'm
9 times out of 10, they'll try to pull him out of that situation, but sometimes they'll just follow him like a little lost puppy. We all know that to be true,
but that's the wrong one.
but it happens.
But
Just
you
like you said
understand my
earlier, it
point.
happens. Just like you said earlier.
And but that's what the concern is. See, a young woman is looking for a man. A young man is looking for a mother.
It'd be like that. Look, all I'm
I,
saying is,
I'm,
all I'm saying is,
it's all,
I don't put myself in those situations like you asked me. And I can give somebody the advice to not do it, but if they went and do it, like I said, don't look at me with the surprise face when you got egg on it because you did something you messed around and found out. Don't look at me. I tried to tell you. You hold that L.
we're here to prevent them from holding those L's.
We can try to
That's
prevent.
our
We can
job.
try. Look, dare was something to prevent people from using drugs, but they still do it anyway, right? So we can try to do that all we want to. Doesn't mean that it's going to prevent them from actually doing it.
So I'm just thinking. Think about it. Think about it. Let's look at it as a parent.
Mm-hmm.
Would you want your 18-year-old dating a 40-year-old?
If she's living in my, once again, I'll go back to what I said earlier. If she is 21 on her own in college, not here, not living at the house, do make sure you're safe.
You all for it?
Make sure you're just call me. Make sure you're safe. Make sure you're safe. I don't want to. I don't want to have to come over there and hurt
Disagree
somebody.
with that.
I mean,
I
you can disagree
disagree
with
with
it, but what I'm saying is, if you just like other parents do, if you living under my house, my house, my rules, it's just like
That's right.
no. But if you living on you're an adult, 21, you're an adult, and you do it, you can make your own decisions as long as they are safe decisions. I mean, I'm gonna
Also
have.
safe.
I'm
That's
going to
it.
have an opinion, but I can't stop you from wanting to do what you want to do. Like if you're out on your own, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Drive down there and put you in the back of the.
Nothing
What are
you
you going
can
to drive
really
down there, put you in the
do.
back of the car, and tell you no?
Nothing you really could do.
Exactly.
But for me, it's more of a turmoil thing. Okay, if my daughter or my son is on the fast track to doing well for themselves, they got their stuff together
Mhm.
and they're doing what they're supposed to do. You know, look, find that wife, find that husband that's on the same track and grow together. Okay, enjoy your youth together and grow old together. Gotcha. That's what I would want.
Mhm.
But let's say I have a daughter or a son that's fell off the wagon somehow, just
Mhm.
lost focus on drugs, in and out of jail, and all that stuff. And then this older person comes in their life and says, "Look, I love you enough. Let's work through it. I'll take care of you through the process. And I love you enough to get you back on your feet and you could be a productive person in society." Same age, still could be younger, a lot older.
Mhm.
I would accept that more so. It just depends on their status and their where they're going in life and
Right.
how they are producing in life.
Right. But a lot of times, and I can attest to this, when you're younger, you're not going to tell your parents everything. You're not going to tell them
Right.
everything. So you're going to be left in the dark. So you can sit there and talk about, oh, I need the status and everything like that. Like, hey, I found somebody older. And be like, oh, okay. Do you mean you can try to pry and ask questions? They're just going to shut it down. You know that to be true. Every young person does this. Every young person. I did it. My friends did it. I'm sure you did it when you were younger. Don't even try to play like, no. We just, no. Answer the question. We're out. Let's go. Next, next, please. You don't need to. No,
I get that. I get that. But you understand my point when
I
I'm
understand
stating
your point, but they're not going to sit there and convey all that stuff to you. Hey, I found somebody older. The only time you're going to talk about them, only time you're going to see them is when
only
they
time you gonna know is like you invite them.
eh,
Why you don't invite them to Christmas or Thanksgiving or
exactly,
anything like that?
exactly.
And then once you force their hand to make that happen,
That's the only time you're going to find out. You'd be like, oh,
oh Lord, we went to school again.
that's the only time you're going to find out.
Oh, he graduated before me, a year before me. But it depends on his status because you gotta look at it that men get their financial peak later on in life. So if he's financially able to maintain my daughter, then I would agree. I probably will accept that because that's what I would expect from during the process of growing as a man in business, education and everything else. it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. So I expect him probably to be a little older, and my daughter to be a little younger, a lot
Mm,
younger, maybe a lot younger.
mm-hmm.
But she's she's prepped for that. She's ready for that. She's doing the things she need to do to be that wife. She's not in the club dropping it like it's hot that he has to keep up with her at the club.
Mm-hmm. At least you hope so. 'Cause I mean, if she's not living there, you really don't know. At least you hope so.
I hope so. That's right. Yeah, yeah. So those are the things that you want, and the young men, same thing. But see, usually these women, these young men, a young woman has a better chance of marrying a older man than a older woman marrying a younger man.
Yes.
They could have date. They will date. They will. Oh yeah, yeah. They'll they'll kick it. But putting that ring on is totally different story. Unless that's all he got.
Right. And of course,
He's looking for the future of her
there,
dying.
there's always outliers, of course, but yeah,
That's right.
that's yes, you are correct in that statement. But like I said, you talking about oh he has to be no, we already know that's not going to be the case. We already know that's not going to be the case. How many times have you gone on a date with with a young lady and she didn't tell her parents anything about you? You just show up and then they ask you
Oh,
questions
they
like,
always
"Oh,
talk about me if I went. I don't know about you, but they always talk about, oh, you need to meet him.
no, 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 no,
I don't know what you're talking about, Tack, when it
no,
comes to that.
no."
That's that youth stuff. I don't know. When men were men, they don't mind going to see the parent
No, we
face to
don't mind going to see the parent. It's just that we would hope that she says at least something so we're not going in blind. We have no issue meeting the parent. It's just, because we already understand we're meeting the parent. That means we're meeting the dad, which means the dad is going to try to do that scare tactic and be like, hey,
face.
you break
That's
my
all
daughter's
right.
heart, I break you, or some nonsense like that. It's just like we're already programmed for that. We already know what's coming. We just hope that she put us in a light so that way we can bond with the dad on some level so that way, we get along to a degree. The mom is probably gonna like us 9 times out of 10. Like, oh yeah, he's so funny and da da da. The mom
Yeah,
usually is the one that gets along with us. This is the dad that we have to pass the check for. So we're hoping you told him something that we can relate to. Like, oh yeah, you fish? Yeah, I fish. Yeah, talk about fish or something like that. You know what I mean? Like that's all it
oh
comes
yeah,
down
'cause
to.
dad know the game. Dad know the game. Dad know the game. That's why it's so important to have the fathers in the home, because the dad knows the game. You know what they're gonna come in there with, oh yes, sir, and all that. And you look at them like, yeah, right. You don't have my daughter back here at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, we're gonna have a problem.
Right.
And I better make sure I see that movie ticket or that dinner receipt.
See that, and this is what I'm talking about, people. This is what I'm talking about.
Because
That's exactly what I'm talking about
I
right there.
know, I know you can leave here right now and go someplace else and
Exactly.
come back on time. So I
Exactly.
know.
Exactly. That's exactly what we're talking about when we talk about encountering the dad. So, because the mom, we're not going to have any issues with this. It's always the dad. It is always the dad that we
That's
run
right.
into issues with. But I think we pretty much covered it for the first one of 2023. I mean, what would you say so? Or you got something else to
Oh
say?
yeah, yeah, no, no. I just think that I just wish everybody great and wonderful, and yourself too, Tat. 2023, babe. We're gonna do it. You're gonna see more provocative stuff on this podcast, and we're gonna push the envelope, right? Right, Tat?
I mean, I already pushed the envelope, but if
Oh
I have to
Lord.
drag you, if I have to drag you with me, I will. Because you have to keep up on these terms and stuff that I bring on this podcast. What's that? What does that mean? What does that
Yeah,
mean?
that's true. And I'm learning. I'm learning. Like cap. Cap is like,
Yeah. Oh, you just learned what
yeah,
cap is?
yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
I got Cap. I got Cap. I know that. And there's some other stuff. I hear with Cap this time, but next time
Mm-hmm.
I hear with something
Yeah,
else.
he's learning. He's learning. But anyway, y'all, we will see you the following week. Yeah, we'll see you the following week. We hope you all had a happy new year and welcome to 2023 for all those that are listening. And we look forward to doing more of these for you as the weeks and months go on.
Look great. I look forward to it. We're gonna entertain. We're
Yeah.
gonna entertain, give good topics, and hopefully we meet your needs. That's it.
Yep. All right, everybody. We'll see you later. Take care. We're out of here. Peace.